Hey guys, we're gonna go get some white lily ginger flowers for tea. This stuff smells so good. It's beautiful. It's like a really strong honeysuckle or maybe jasmine smell. In Hawaii, Thailand, different parts of Asia, they eat the flowers of these plants regularly. You know, they're familiar with the medicinal benefits of the whole plant, but most people in the West, you know, that's just not super common for us, so people are skeptical and don't really know that you can consume the flowers, but you can. And this is a great time to grow this plant. This is the time where they're flowering, obviously. The reason that so many of the leaves on my plants right now have brown is because we haven't got a lot of rain and I haven't watered a lot. But if you make sure your soil is moist in a container or in the ground, the browning like that doesn't happen. During the winter they'll die back, but this doesn't happen if it has enough water. So that's all that is. You can also cut right here. Maybe I'll go ahead and do it. There's only a few flowers coming out of this right now, but if you can cut this, you know, right here, and then put it in water, and the rest will bloom as well. You put those in your house. I'll probably do that. The leaves are also used for food and for medicinals. I've seen several studies showing that it helps prevention of diabetes and neurological damage also. And then the rhizome and the stalk, of course. This whole plant can be used for food and medicine. Look at these. They're so pretty. So we're just gonna cut the flowers off. I'm not gonna cut this whole thing, just the individual flowers. They smell so good. Some right here. This one's all limpy, so we're not gonna get that one. We're gonna go ahead and get this one. It hasn't even opened up yet. And that is just fine. We definitely know it's not old. See? Get these also. Haven't opened up yet. See, it starts like that, and then it slowly forms in flowers on the inside and then opens up. Let's see. Go over here. Hi, dragonfly. A healthy garden will have lots of dragonflies, because lots of dragonflies means lots of food for the dragonflies. If there's lots of food for the dragonflies, then that means there's lots of bugs, which means there's lots of life and no chemicals. So you can see this one's been open up for a while and producing flowers, and those have limped over and died. But you can see, if I can move that, if I can move those dead flowers off. You can see that little thing I showed you opens up like this, and each one of these little green pods put out a flower. Look at that, it's so neat, so neat. Down there are the rhizomes. Underneath, they're pretty pink rhizomes. And you can use all of this in tea or whatever you want to use it for. It's mainly what we do with it. You can tell the newer stalks, you don't have brown on them. We grow those right here next to some Cavendish bananas. These bananas don't get more than about 6 feet tall. And you can see right back there, there's a fence behind all of it. Back there, there's also some shampoo ginger right up against the fence. There's a lot of stuff going on right here. Hopefully that makes us some flavorful tea. Lemongrass right next to this ginger. Go up. There's roses, and there's several fruit trees back there as well. Some moringa. More moringa and some red cardinal flowers. I love these things. Bees do too. They're viney and they will go everywhere and they will hook onto everything. They're beautiful though. Milkweed. The aphids love the milkweed. So the wasps love the aphids, and the dragonflies love the aphids, and ladybugs love the aphids. And the best part is that the monarch caterpillar loves this plant. The monarch caterpillar is the monarch caterpillar host plant. So the monarch caterpillar will look for this plant, and they'll come and they'll lay their eggs on the back of the leaves. I don't see any right now. Caterpillars will emerge from their eggs, and then those caterpillars will eat up all of the milkweed leaves, and then they'll get nice and fat and long, the caterpillars do, and then they'll form their chrysalis somewhere around it. So usually if you have structures around your milkweed, they'll form the chrysalises right around. Like we'll find them on T-posts or bricks around here, garden beds. And then this will put off seed. The milkweed will put off seed, and it'll fly everywhere, landing in the garden. You'll have a bunch of milkweed, and they'll pop up next spring. Die back during the winter, pop up next spring. Anywho, back to what we came for. Our white lily ginger flowers. See right here, getting ready for the fall plants. So we have the weed barrier down, and then empty pots ready for our seedlings, waiting till it cools off a little bit more before we put them in there. The broccolis and cauliflowers, stuff like that. That is a blueberry. We're gonna leave that there. This was a big old pot of oregano that something just dug up the oregano. And just, yeah, we won't talk about that anymore. I've had that oregano for years, and it even lasted during the freeze. But what are you gonna do? All right, let's bring this inside. As spotted 2 more really pretty roses over there. So I want to go get those to put in our tea also. You have here, underneath some high raised beds, some wasp nests. And I talk about those all the time. You want wasps because they eat a lot of stuff that eat your plants. And we're always walking past them and they don't bother us. So don't be scared. Hello, beauties. Ooh, beautiful, beautiful. Look at that color, you guys. Beautiful. Some that are going to be opening up soon. Permaculture area of the yard. Beautiful. Come here. Absolutely beautiful. You find frogs hanging out in the petals of roses a lot because the roses are big and they have lots of space to crawl up under there and shelter. So we look for those before we take the rose off usually. Absolutely gorgeous. I don't know how people don't garden, you guys. I don't. Ooh, look what I see. Goldenrod. This one's laid over, but look. There's the goldenrod flowers. Medicinal. And the bees absolutely love the goldenrod. You can take those flowers off before they open up all the way. Like that, and make a tincture. Or you can let them go ahead and get poofy and just make you some tea when they're fresh like that. Or you can use the leaves. The leaves are medicinal as well. This one's trapped under a branch. Goldenrod are blooming. Another rosebud. Let's get this one. So pretty, especially when it has the little droplets on it. And those droplets just glisten in the sun. It's so beautiful. Oh. Some berries that haven't ripened yet. And back there, I see another rose way back there. And look at that. It's a nest. It's a cardinal bird nest in the pear tree. So thankful. And I just gave them a little rinse because the bowl that they were in was dirty. And now I'm going to put them up here in our little drying space. So the ones we're not making tea with now, I'm going to put in here to dry. Water's boiling, so we're going to turn it off. Let that cool off maybe 30 seconds or so. And then we'll put our flowers in. I'm actually going to take some of the petals off these. Give a little jiggle so the water pulls everything underneath. Everything's submerged. Now put your pot back, put your lid back on, and we'll let that steep for about 15 minutes. Gotta zip this back up. That's not happening with one hand. Love this thing. Oh, aroma. That smells so good. All right, now we strain it. I just put it in this measuring cup because it has a spout on it. This goes into the compost. Duh. Look at that color. Greenish blue. And I'll see y'all at the market. And now we'll let that bloom.